Hey guys, how's it going? Happy New Year. And today I thought we would do our ritual, every January 1st. I do a video on this channel going over our goals, if we accomplished all our goals last year, and our new ones for this year. Um, I am standing. Usually I am sitting on the bed. That is one of our goals. I'll talk about that after, but that is why we're standing. I hope you had a great evening last night. Hope you all stayed safe if you went out. Okay, so I have my list in front of me because it was a year ago. I can't remember all my goals. Yeah, because I usually have quite a bit. We're going to talk about the 2025 goals first. I'll let you know how we did, and then we'll go into the 2026. So 2025 goals. The first one was dental. I wanted to finish the rest of the work. Did I go in this year? I did go in, and then there was a mishap. I had made an appointment, and the water was shut down, like throughout the whole kind of shopping area that the dentist is sitting in. And I didn't feel comfortable having dental done without the ability of being able to get rinsing in my mouth. So I said, you know what, I'll reschedule, I'll come back another day, and I never did. So but we did a lot of dental in 2024. I had fixed almost all of, my issues. So that's going to be a goal again for 2026, and I will get the rest done. There's only like 2 teeth that need fixing, which is amazing. For those that are maybe new, I didn't go to the dentist for like 20 years. So in 2024, when I finally booked myself in, after having like huge dental anxiety, I'd done a ton of work. So now we just got 2 teeth to fix, and then I guess whitening. I don't really care about whitening myself, but I do content online, and other people, I feel like I get lucky with, I don't really get comments on it too much, but I know how the world is. Yeah. Which is funny because technically white is not the natural color of your teeth. Technically white is the fake. Yeah, so yeah. But nonetheless, that's my plan. I'll fix the last couple and then do the whitening. There is a root canal in the mix. I'm not making that a goal because I'm leaving that off as much as I can because that's not covered under my dental. I don't know if that shit's covered under any dental over here, honestly. And that's like, it ranges between $1,200 to $2,000 to get a root canal done. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of, fix the couple of teeth and, do the whitening. The whole reason I didn't do the whitening this year is because there's no point if there's still a couple of teeth that need to be fixed. It's better to just have everything kind of, cleaned up and stuff and maintained, and then you do the whitening, right? Like, yeah. So that's why I held it off. Yeah. But yeah, this year, I guess I kind of am saying 2026 goals in the mix. But yeah. Anyway, the dental was kind of a fail this year, but it's not really totally a fail because I got a lot of work done the previous year, and we're honestly pretty good. Visually it might not look so, but it's just because I haven't done the whitening yet. Yeah, the teeth are fixed for the most part. Exercise. So the exercise, the goal for 2025 was just to put more exercise into the mix, and I had talked about possibly adding running into the mix. Yes and no for accomplishing that. The exercise was going really good this year. And I started the year off tracking it on my Google Watch, and then a couple of months before the year was ending, I got the iWatch, or the Apple Watch, I guess it's called, iWatch. How can you tell I'm more an Android girl, right? So I've been tracking it that way. So the exercise has been good, and the running, I added some running on the treadmill, but I haven't like actually gone out for a run or anything. I'd like to get a little more in shape before we get to that point, but running every so often on the treadmill we have been doing. So yeah. The doctor, I had mentioned the doctor in the 2025 goals. I didn't say we were really gonna go. I just said maybe we'll think about it, you know? Yeah. And so I don't see that as a fail, because that wasn't really a confirmed goal anyway. I was talking about it while I was talking about the dentist. So yeah. And then content, the goal is always to do better content, do more of it. Yeah. So that was the 2025 list. And I think it went really well. The biggest one that I was really concerned with was the exercise, because I'm pretty satisfied with my dental at the moment. So I think we did good. The exercise stayed on track most days. You know, I won't say that we stayed on track every day, but most days we stayed on track. Okay, so for the 2026 goals, dental for sure. I'll situate, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3 appointments. I could fix the 2 teeth in 1 appointment, because that's how it was set up that last day, that I had gone, and then there was the water issue. Yeah, that's how that day was supposed to go. So 1 appointment could easily be to fix that, and then we could do a separate appointment for the teeth whitening. I'm not making the root canal a goal. I'm leaving it till the very last. I'm still deciding if I pay for the root canal or if I just get them to yank it. Yeah. You know, I'm at that age and it's at the back, like, you know, yeah, if I was younger, maybe I'd try to save it. But, you know, it's at the back, no one can see it. Like, I might just get them to fucking pull it and save myself, you know, almost $2,000. But we'll see. That is something that, if it ends up being a goal, it's gonna be a 2027 or something. Like, yeah, it hasn't been putting me in pain or anything lately, and the dentist basically told me that, you know, you can leave it as long as it's not causing you pain. So yeah. Fitness is, of course, the next goal. And the fitness, I've been on track pretty good lately. And I've got a new kind of system going on. So this year I'm calling it the year of me. You know, it's been 10 years that I've been focusing on content, and content is the reason I put pounds on, because I don't eat a whole lot. It wasn't food. It was me sitting in a chair for 12 hours every day, because I'd be streaming, you know, 6 to 8 hours. I'd be editing a few hours per day, recording a few hours per day. So I'd be in the chair like consistently, you know, and yeah, 10 years of that is what did it, because, you know, at the beginning of my content creation, I was still, you know, quite skinny, you know, and yeah, like it's, you know, it's one of those things where you know, even as a viewer, you can probably tell that that's what did it, because I'd be live all the time. You saw that I ate nothing in a period of like 12 hours, right? So So one of the biggest goals that I have on top of, well, first I'll tell you the schedule that I have set for the fitness. So Monday is strength training. Tuesday is the high interval training, HIIT. And that's their abbreviation anyway. And that's usually a 30-minute workout. The strength training is 60 minutes. Then Wednesday is biking, because Wednesday I'm generally pretty active, and yeah, so by the time my day has ended, I've pretty much accomplished my goals just by doing my day, more or less. And then Thursday is, and the biking is 30 minutes. And then Thursday, another set of weight training, and that's 60 minutes. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a full body workout. It's a 60-minute workout. And sometimes we do skip Saturday, right? Because that is 7 days a week of exercise. So some days I do take a break. So those are the workout exercises. And those exercises generally burn, I would say, 200 to 300 calories. And my goal is 700 to burn. So then I burn 400 calories afterwards through my treadmill, usually, because it's winter, so I'm not walking outside. And that ends up being a couple of hours easily. So it's a good chunk of workout because I don't, once upon a time I had a very kind of physical life. I was working in a warehouse, blah, blah, blah. Now it's kind of like half sit, half stand. It really depends on the day. Sometimes I'm sitting working, and sometimes I'm actively, up and about working, So it really just depends. And yeah, and due to that lifestyle, I have to work a lot harder to do my workouts and accomplish the 700 calories burnt, and yeah. So I've been doing pretty good on that, and there is an extra thing I want to add in for 2026, and it's going to be very tough for me. It's going to be a very hard goal, and I don't know how people accomplish it, but I'll do my best. I just won't hit the goal mark that is the recommended. But I would like to sit less, and that's why you see me standing right now doing this video. Yeah, I thought about, doing our normal sit on the bed, do the video, and then I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just stand, do this video. And not to say that you'll see me standing every video. I will be for sure sitting on that bed for a lot of them. But I would like to sit less. And this is where the dilemma comes in. I think the only way I can accomplish sitting less is if we remove streams, because streams is the reason that I sit so much in the evening, right? And during the day, I actually don't sit a whole lot during the day, because either I'm working or I am exercising, because I'm throwing in the extra couple hours onto the treadmill, and yeah, for the most part, if it's a busy day at work, the exercise gets done in the evening, and technically I would say not much gaming gets happened. Stream gets iffy. And yeah, and if it's not so busy, I can complete the exercise before 6, right? And yeah, I think the only way I can accomplish this new sit less goal is by taking streams out, which I hate to do. I do love streaming, but how else would you accomplish a goal like that? right? Like, yeah, and the reality is the weight that I am trying to lose was put on because of streams, right? It's because I've been sitting so much every day for 10 years. Yeah, so, and that definitely, the sitting increased when I added streams in because, streams, editing, all that. Or let's just say content. Because between streaming and editing, we're looking at more than a person would work a full-time shift throughout the day. Now, I know some of my stream viewers do watch this vlog channel because my streaming's done on my gaming channel. So I just like to say that streams are not done, but I do want to focus more on me this year. I want to actually try to accomplish stuff. I felt like last year, or 2025, went good, but at the end of the day, I ended the year just as I started it. All I did was maintain throughout the year. I didn't, I'd lose and then gain, lose, gain, lose, gain, and nothing really happened. I'm proud of the fact that I ate healthier. I started doing meal preps, and I was staying on track with exercise and all that. But at the end of the day and the year, it really didn't equal a true loss of weight, because it was just going back and forth all year. And I think that's because there were days where I chose stream over, the exercise. And I just need to not do that this year. Yeah. So, and I think it's a good year to do it because we are going to hit the 10 a year on February, or in February. And I personally think someone who has a small community and stayed motivated to do content every day for 10 years deserves a little bit of a break. So yeah, I'm gonna take that break this year. That doesn't put a break into the content though. So yeah. And we'll talk more on the content side of things. We're not done with the whole fitness thing here. Well, I guess we are. It's really, so I found this thing online because I wanted to know what is the recommended sitting, right? And it is ridiculous, guys. I'm just going to put that out there. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I have it in front of me. And for starters, they say you shouldn't sit for more than 2 hours a day. I know people who do better than I do that are non-gamers. They don't have that reason to sit, and they still sit more than 2 hours a day. Like, I don't understand how that is the recommended. I think anyone probably sits for more than 2 hours a day. Like, yeah. So my goal is that we just sit for less than 8. That's where we're gonna start. And I think I'm gonna ask people this year, like, track your sitting and how much do you sit? Because as a gamer, this will be tough, but like, take my roommate, for example. He works a physical job, gets home around 5, and he'll go upstairs and then comes down, makes his drink, and then he is in his recliner probably at let's give him the benefit of the doubt, say 6, but it's usually 5:30, but 6, and then he's there till like 10 to 12, right? And that's the average person, right? That would be the average person. You get off work, you get home, you relax a bit, and then you go play some video games, or you watch a movie, or you watch, some TV shows. Like, I don't understand how it can be 2 hours. Like, 2 hours is nothing. I do 1 of those hours when I wake up. because when I wake up, I will, go get my coffee, and then I sit down, browse the internet for a bit, and then I start my day, an hour after. So it's like, if you're only allowed 2 hours, like that's half of it right there, and the day hasn't even fucking started yet. Yeah, so I don't know, but for me, I'll tell you what my goal is. So I kind of tracked myself the other day, and so this is how my 24 hours kind of goes. So the sleep doesn't count as sitting. I looked into that. I'm like, does that count as sitting? It doesn't count, so you're in the clear for that, thank God. So I put it in 6-hour frames, right? Because I'm gonna aim for 6 hour sitting, but I think we're gonna need to cut us a little slack on the 6 hours, but right now how it works for me is 12 to 6 is sleep, 6 to 12 is like work/exercise, depending on my day. And then 12 to 6, I have it set as work because I typically wouldn't be done till like 4. And then, cook some dinner. Reading is a goal that I'd like to add into 2026 as well. I would like to, they say that you shouldn't do screen time before bed. I'm bad for that. I game till I'm tired and then I go to sleep. But I think I want to change things up this year. I tried it for 2 days so far. Well, yesterday I was super tired, so I just went to sleep. But the day before that, I actually intentionally stopped playing my game at 11, because I usually go to bed at 12, right? So I stopped at 11, and I laid in bed and read. It got me kind of tired early, so yeah, which maybe that's why it's a good idea. Maybe it's a way to like tire yourself out, and I don't have a problem with that. I go to bed late, so by the time I do put my head on the pillow, I'm out like light. But I do kind of miss reading, and trying to live this healthier life. And reading does kind of get me away from the computer, I guess. I don't see, if screen time is bad, isn't using your eyesight on anything bad? Like, I don't know. What's the difference between looking at a bunch of words on a page versus a screen? Like, I get that the screen's bad, but I think it's probably bad to read a lot too, But I want to add it in, and plus that gives us a little bit of a leeway on our sitting. So yeah. So the true way here. Okay, so here I super tracked it the other day. So 12 to 6 was sleep, and then 6 to 7, I was in a chair with my coffee, and I was just prepping the day out, because I'm a planner. I usually do that. And then 7 to 12, I was doing work that required sitting. And then 12 to 6 was standing type work. And then 6 to 11, I gamed, and then I read. I put it as 11 to 12, but I got tired 20 minutes in, and then I passed out. So I know there was a lot of talk in there regarding that. So basically, the major goal is to, as far as fitness goes, because this still falls kind of in fitness, right? But it's more a well-being thing. But we're gonna 6 to 7 days of exercise. What I like seeing the rings like that. Yeah, I'm almost like addicted to these rings on this watch, right? Because I like just seeing them all full, and I think that motivates me to want to exercise every single day, because if I miss a day, then the ring doesn't fill, because it's actually really tough to burn 700 calories a day. And you kind of need to do, your walks and your exercise, and yeah. So especially if you live like more of a sit down type life, right? It's like when I'm working, it's more, I don't fully get it all in a workday, but I get it pretty damn close, where I only have to walk like 30 minutes to polish it off. So it really just depends on the lifestyle you live, right? And if your work is in a chair or standing around, or if it's lifting. Okay, so overall, it is daily exercise, basically burn 700 calories every day. And that does include the walk. So what I usually do is I'll do the workout in the morning, and then I more or less wait till all my important stuff for the day is done, and then I see where I'm at in calories, and then I'll hop on the treadmill. And I do this before I start gaming, because I know it won't get done if I turn on a game or something, because I'll be there all night, right? So that's how I do that. And then we're gonna sit less, which honestly, the burning 700 calories per day helps us sit less, because you gotta be standing to burn that shit. I don't know, they say 3 hours of recreational screen time, and I'm good when it comes to the phone. The only time I use my phone is to record these videos, like that's my screen time on the phone. Yeah. So I really don't have that issue, I don't scroll on my phone. I don't go on TikTok. I'm really YouTube and like streaming services like Netflix and stuff. Like that's kind of my screen time, and gaming, of course. But I'm not doing 3 hours recreational. That's what they recommend. But I'm not doing that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how, it's like, I think the only way would be if, I don't know. 3 hours isn't enough for me. Yeah. I guess it depends on the day. If I don't get done till like 7, and then I go play a game 7 to 10, and then, yeah, it depends. It depends. The business, for those that don't know, I run a business, and the goal is to, of course, increase sales this year in the business. And I think that's it. Yeah, and then content, we'll talk about content. So I know these goals takes away one thing that people do really like with my content, which is the live aspect, right? The ability to talk to me in live time. And that is why people like streams. And I get that we're kind of cutting that out, and people are used to that. I've been doing it every day for 10 years, but it's temporary. Yeah. So keep that in mind if you like the streams and all that. It's temporary. Once I'm at the point where, because I'm just trying to shed some pounds, right? Once I'm at the point where that's been done, we just maintain at that point. And I think maintaining will be a lot easier than the losing, Yeah, once I've lost the amount that I want, we'll still be working our ass off to maintain, of course, but I think we'll have the leeway to miss a day or two here and there, like, yeah, I won't have to be working out 7 days a week or anything. We could go down to like 4 days a week, and yeah, so so it is temporary. And there still will be streams, once in a while I will still stream. We just won't be daily like I have been for a while. So, so I hope you're okay with that. We'll have videos though, so the thing is, I love streams, but streams are so time demanding, and it's easier to pump out some videos than it is to, and since I gotta remove it anyway to do what I need to do. So yeah, and I can edit standing, would I want to? Not necessarily. I think if I had a laptop, like I do, it's in the closet, but the battery is shot to hell because I haven't used it in like 5 years. But if I had a laptop, I do have a standing desk, It's just, I use it for the treadmill and my desktop computer, and I'm not moving it to this. Like, that would be work. It's over there. We're over here. Yeah, yeah. So unless I dragged because it is mobile, the desk part, unless I dragged it over, and then I don't know, maybe we'll ponder, we'll figure out something. Maybe that is possible. The treadmill would just have to be not out because only so much space in this room. Okay, so this video is starting to get up there in time, so I think we're going to end it, but that is basically the goals. I have a lot planned for content, so we didn't really talk too much on content. Once again, streams not daily anymore, and it could be a while before our first one is scheduled in, so just kind of bear with me. I'm just, I'm getting older. I can't stop my aging process, and if I want to have a healthy, long life, I need to start taking care of myself, and I've been doing that, but streams is detrimental to my health right now. Like, yeah, it is added sitting that, not to say I wouldn't be gaming if I wasn't streaming, but I would be getting up at least once every hour for more than a minute, and it's hard to do that with stream because you have people waiting for you. You can't just vanish for an extended period of time. So yeah, that's the biggest reason for that one. But content wise, we're gonna have our cooking channel, which is generally weekly on Saturdays. I do need to record some more cooking videos. We are out. Usually I try to keep a backlog of at least a couple of weeks so that I got something to edit if I haven't cooked anything new that week. And especially since I'm doing this fitness thing, the thing is, I'm not cooking like new things every week. I'm cooking the same shit for my fitness, right? So it kind of removes some of those new recipes that I put on the channel. I don't like to duplicate, so yeah. But we will still have the cooking channel, weekly videos on Saturdays. This vlog channel is weekly videos on Sundays. And then the gaming channel is, let's just say it's kind of whenever. I don't want to put it back to like daily or anything, but I will have a little more time to edit videos. And I would like to do WoW guides again. So they're what really grows the channel, and yeah, I would like to get back to that. I feel like since Shadowlands ended, I just haven't done a whole lot of guides. I've done a couple in Dragonflight, a couple in the War Within, but we used to have like 3 new guides every week or something. So I'd like to get back to that. And the plan is that hopefully I accomplish what I want to accomplish this year throughout that, and then we can, I don't know if we ever really get back to, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ponder the stream thing, because it's like that's what put the weight on for me, was all that sitting. So I don't know if we go back to that, right? Because then I'd just be back to square one, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna have to ponder how we conduct things after. I think for sure we don't stream every day anymore. That is a for sure thing. Um, but um, but yeah, yeah. In a perfect world, you know, we would just stop streaming gaming and we would stream IRL. That would be the way to keep streams going, and we're not sitting because we're out somewhere streaming, right? That's the only way I can see keeping streaming in the mix and accomplishing my goals at the same time. Yeah. Because unfortunately gaming just puts me in a chair. Yeah, I could game with a standing desk, but to me gaming is relaxing, right? I don't want to be at a standing desk for 3-4 hours playing a game. Yeah. With that said, I'm gonna go, especially since my phone just said, you have 10% battery, time to put me on the charger. So have a great day. Happy New Year's. Have a great New Year's. Have a great 2026. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.